Today I wanted to talk just briefly about the twin concepts of sacrifice and prioritization. Now, the reason why these are twin concepts, which a lot of you may already know or figured out if you think about it for a second, is that prioritization is all about sacrifice. You are prioritizing one thing over another. Now, I'm in the gym, and that is an excellent analogy for this concept. Bodybuilding, fitness, health, they're great analogies for lots of things, as you'll see. But the reason why it is such a good analogy for this subject in particular is because it takes a lot of sacrifice, and you have to prioritize your health, your fitness, your appearance, whatever it is that you're training for. You have to prioritize that over other things. And so you sacrifice those other things in order to level up in the particular area that you're prioritizing yourself in. Now, would I rather be, in terms of, not me personally, because I've sort of trained myself out of this, but would most people rather be watching a movie or playing a video game or, I don't know, anything really, except besides going to the gym and exerting themselves, lifting heavy objects around, sweating, getting your heart rate up, getting out of breath, feeling a burn, a stitch, all of these things, they're quite uncomfortable. And while you do eventually learn to enjoy it, you do eventually get an endorphin hit, a bit of a dopamine hit out of it, and you do come to love it with time, but that comes with time. Until that point, and even in lulls, even when you're seeing a bit of a plateau in your results, for instance, you will still find your motivation dipping from time to time, and you'll feel yourself wanting to take those easier, more comfortable, more enjoyable routes. But you have to remind yourself, what is your priority? Is your priority to enjoy yourself? Is your priority to live a life of pleasure and comfort and laziness? Possibly. If that's the sort of life that you want, then I can tell you now that working out in the gym is not for you, but it may be a short life. And while it may be an easier life, it might not necessarily be as satisfying. If you are consciously choosing to live a lifestyle like that, that's fine. Just don't complain about the results that you get in the end from it. Don't complain about being overweight. Don't complain about lack of career progress, lack of a girlfriend. Don't complain about any of these things, because if you think about it, you have actually chosen that. You have prioritized that lifestyle over making the sacrifices necessary to get all of those things that I just mentioned, or whatever it is otherwise that you may want to experience in your life. Now, another good example of what I'm talking about that I'm living through right now, because I try to lead by example. I try to live the values that I endorse, that I feel are important. And my fiance right now is pregnant with our fourth child, and I'm here at work. I'm away at work. Why? Because we need money. You know, I could prioritize being at home for that period of time. I could have taken the swing off, and that would probably be a bit more comfortable. Although, to be honest, I'll probably still be working around the house and whatnot. But I'm prioritizing our financial situation at the moment because we need money, frankly. We're not doing poorly, but we definitely need the money at this point in time. Having a child is not cheap, especially when it's your fourth. We've had to upgrade our car so that we can get a 6-seater so that we can have all of us fit within it. So we're a little bit cash poor right now. So I need to be here for the money. Now, do I necessarily want that? No, of course. Like, I would much rather be at home with my partner and children. But here I am. I'm sacrificing that for what I see as the higher priority at this point in time. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to be here, hopefully at least, when she's giving birth. She's going to let me know and give me enough of a window, hopefully, for when she goes into labor so that I can rush home and get back there in time to be there for the birth. That's ideally. But there is the possibility that I might miss it. And while I hate that fact, I really do, I just try to push that down and remind myself that I'm prioritizing other things, because in being here, in doing this, I'm not doing it for myself. You know, I'm prioritizing my family because I am the sole provider for my family. I'm prioritizing my partner, even though, again, she would probably love for me to be there too. She understands that I need to do this because I'm the one that's providing the bread. And so just remember that whatever you are prioritizing, you're making sacrifices for that priority. Whatever sacrifices you are making for that ultimate priority. And this is why you need to, as the saying goes, get your priorities straight. You need to understand what it is that you want out of life. Without having that, you're just going to be spinning your wheels most likely. You're just going to be a leaf in the wind. You're just going to be doing what feels good and what's easy. And if that is what you want out of life, then once again, that's fine. You can eat all the cake and sit around watching Netflix all day for all I care. But what annoys me is that those same people will then have a whinge about the things that they're lacking in life. They'll look at somebody who is fit and healthy and say like, oh, you're so lucky. It's like, no, luck has got nothing to do with it. Maybe a little bit of luck. Maybe there's a little bit of genetics involved, but there is nobody who is obese. There is nobody who is morbidly overweight who didn't play some role in arriving at that destination for themselves. Unless they're a child or something, that is a different situation. But there's no adult person who is in that condition that isn't in that condition as a result of their own choices and their own priorities. So you reap what you sow. It's the law of cause and effect. It is what it is. You need to decide what you want, you need to prioritize it, and you need to be ready to make the sacrifices to get what you want. So that's all I've got for you today. Hope you have a good one.